Tottenham are not going to make another signing this summer. At least that's what it feels like in terms of the current situation at the club. There are just 6 days left of the window before it slams shut on September the 1st. And there have been more rejections, more failings, more shortcomings from Daniel Levy and the Tottenham board as we struggle to get any additional players through the door. Welcome back to another transfer update. We are rapidly approaching this deadline at the start of next month, and I am seriously starting to get worried, but I still wanted to sit down and record this video to give you guys sort of an overview and update of where Tottenham are at in the transfer window with just those few days left, because it is starting to look seriously concerning now. Discontent is growing amongst the fan base. Journalists and Tottenham fans alike are all seemingly getting more frustrated. There are rumours flying about left, right and centre, so I wanted to nail down what is actually happening, because there are a few big names that we have been linked with, but unfortunately, it just doesn't look like any of them are going to happen as it stands. I want to start with the Savinho stuff because that's the main deal. It's one that we've been looking forward to getting over the line for over 2 weeks now. It's a very similar situation to the Morgan Gibbs-White deal in terms of it's been dragged out over such a long time. But this is the very latest news regarding Tottenham's pursuit of Brazilian winger Savinho. As it stands, Manchester City will not sell Savinho unless they can get replacement through the door. Now, The Athletic, David Ornstein, a few other credible sources have said that they want that replacement to be Rodrigo. And reports as of last night being Monday evening, Monday the 25th of August, Rodrigo has been told that he will not be leaving Real Madrid this summer. And that obviously throws a huge spanner in the works for Tottenham, because it's another long-term pursuit that we've made of a player that did we really ever have a chance of getting? The talks have been that Spurs are advancing and really keen to sign Savinho. All of these words used by the likes of Fabrizio Romano, just day after day, recycling the same sort of news. But the stone cold hard facts are this. Manchester City either want a ridiculous bid to sell him, we're talking £70 million plus, or they want to sign a replacement. We have supposedly been lining up a third bid after 2 have already been rejected for Savinho that is worth over €70 million. But there have been no reports to suggest that that bid has actually gone in. So we don't know whether Manchester City have received that bid. We don't know what's been said. There was supposed to be a meeting between the players' camp, Manchester City and Tottenham after we beat City 2-0 on Saturday. We didn't really hear if that meeting took place or how it went. Spurs have been increasingly confident that they are going to be able to sign Savinho, who wants to join Tottenham very badly. He's just been left out of the Brazil squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. Shout out Richarlison, by the way, who has been recalled to the squad after a strong start to the season. But Savinho wants to be playing regularly, wants to be that star player. He wants to get into Brazil's World Cup squad for next summer. So I think the only way that deal gets over the line now, unfortunately, is if Savinho really pushes for it. He says explicitly and very clearly to Manchester City that he wants to leave and that he wants to join Tottenham. But we've seen on more than one circumstance this summer that players aren't really willing to do that. You know, Eberechi Eze wanted to join Arsenal. Morgan Gibbs-White wanted to join Spurs, but he didn't want to ruin his relationship with Nottingham Forest, and that resulted in him signing a new contract with the club. Spurs have also been linked with Pierre Hincapie from Bayer Leverkusen. Fabrizio Romano reported the other night that Spurs inquired 10 days ago about him because he's reportedly now informed Bayer Leverkusen that he wants to leave. He supposedly has a release clause valid in his contract this summer for around £50 million. Spurs reportedly had a loan with an obligation to buy bid rejected the other day, and since then, once again, Arsenal have swooped in and it looks like they are going to sign him. And it looks like it's going to be with a loan and obligation to buy. Hincapie wants to join Arsenal. He's giving his priorities to them. We are just below them in the food chain, which is hugely frustrating to say, but ultimately it is the truth. But it's another player that we're missing out on. So many top targets this summer that we have identified, we haven't been able to get over the line, and that is down to a number of different reasons, down to penny pinching and trying to negotiate the best price. It's going from acting too slowly, and we've now put ourselves in the situation where with 6 days to go in the transfer market, we still desperately need a number 10. We still desperately need a left winger, and neither of them look imminent. Alistair Gold has quite literally just come out and opened up on the Morgan Rogers links over the last couple of hours. He has said, while Spurs are interested in Morgan Rogers and obviously view him as a very, very good signing, reports of a move have been played down. Morgan Rogers has a contract at Aston Villa until 2030, and of course Villa don't want to sell him either. So, in this video alone I've already talked about the Savinho rejection, the Hincapie rejection, the Morgan Rogers rejection. Do you want another one? This is another bit of news for you. Nico Paz, there's a lot of conflicting reports out there. Real Madrid do not want to sell him. Again, Fabrizio Romano reported that we put in a €70 million bid for Nico Paz the other day. Reports have come out since, actually from the Como president, saying they've never received a bid from Tottenham or any other club for Nico Paz because they know it's too complicated to do with how involved Real Madrid are in a deal for their sort of attacking midfielder. So it just seems like we are panicking. We are in the panic stage of the transfer window, and it's now got to the point where I don't think any of us have any idea or any clue who Spurs are going to sign in the remaining days of the window. And I said at the start of this video, Tottenham are not going to sign anyone else until the end of the window. And the more I talk about the rejections and the deals that have not materialised, the more I'm sat here starting to think that might actually be a reality. We now may be at the stage where we've left it so late in the window that teams will not sell to us. They'll either sell for an incredibly inflated price, or they will want to source a replacement, which is never an easy and quick thing to do. So I fully anticipate this rolling along right into transfer deadline day. We're going to end up picking up someone on loan. Like, it genuinely wouldn't surprise me if we end up getting someone like Nkunku from Chelsea on loan. But as I said, over the last couple of hours, it doesn't look like the Savinho deal is now happening. It doesn't look like Hincapie is happening, despite the reported interest from both Fabrizio Romano saying that and Paul O'Keefe, who we know is very, very reliable. I know Alistair Gold sort of contradicted that, but I do just feel like Tottenham have been briefing the media at this point to save more embarrassment. I mean, it's so bad at this stage. Tottenham's third yellow kit has just released today, and there is no news of it on social media. It's on the website, it's Nike have been promoted it, but Spurs have tweeted nothing about it because they know the fan base is angry. They know they're going to get backlash on anything they put out on social media at the moment, and rightfully so, because it's negligent, right? It's grossly incompetent. Tottenham need to back Thomas Frank. We've had a really positive start to the new season. Winning 2 games out of 2, we look like a good side. But once the games start coming thick and fast, once we're playing Champions League in midweek or cup games, and once 1 or 2 injuries start falling in, which they always do regardless every single season, we're then going to be back to square one. And that's the most frustrating thing. We've been so excited about a number of different deals this summer, and not a single one of them has materialised. The Kudus stuff moved quite quickly, brilliant. Paulinho alone, fine, but it's not a long-term fix. The issue is we need ready-made quality, and Daniel Levy, nobody likes negotiating with him, and they make it very, very difficult. And for that reason, we haven't been able to get the quality through the door. And now, I may be proved wrong, right? And we may sign a couple of really good players in the last couple of days of the window, but I don't know who those players are going to be. I don't think anyone that we're linked with at the moment we are going to sign. It's really upsetting because I think Savinho would be a fantastic signing for us. I just cannot see it happening at any point. I think someone like Morgan Rogers would save the transfer window, but we are not a serious enough club to put £90 million on the table and test Aston Villa's resolve with that. It's all the look of we tried, but we weren't able to get anyone over the line, and then it's just going to be the same old story across the entire season. It's really frustrating, but it's the reality of Tottenham Hotspur in the transfer market under Daniel Levy, and it always has been. And there's a reason why fans are getting so upset, so discontent, and that is only going to grow and grow. And I tell you now, if we finish a transfer window with the squad we've currently got, there is going to be absolute chaos, I promise you. So the latest in the transfer window, as I've already said, is this. The Savinho deal looking more and more unlikely by the day. Nico Paz, reports from the Como president saying we've never even put in a proposal for him. Hincapie is going to Arsenal despite Tottenham's reported interest, and Morgan Rogers looks very, very unlikely. There is still time for things to change, and I will be putting out a couple more of these videos before the window shuts. I might try and do a live stream on transfer deadline day, so look out for that. But yeah, I really wish I could bring you guys a positive update. Unfortunately, I just can't right now. 6 days to change it. Who knows what's going to happen. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of your support recently. But yeah, try and enjoy your week. I hope you all had a lovely bank holiday. It's getting very, very stressful and frustrating at this point, but we will see. As always, come on, you Spurs.